In 30 years in Denver, what's the most common question? Okay, do you need snow tires? Duh. Okay, second question, how many do I need? Third, the most common question after do I need them is when do I put them on? And then the next question is where do I get them? So let's answer all of it. Art Prott's with us from Peerless Tires for Less, a local company, Colorado company, now grown like crazy over the years. How many years have you been around?
I've been around over 60 years now, Tom.
Over 60?
Yeah, you bet.
Locally owned, operated,
Correct.
Founded, 28 locations.
28 locations here in the Colorado area. We actually have 60 locations throughout 7 states.
Right. You're now regional,
Yes,
but started here. Let's talk about snow tires. Do you need them in Colorado? I know that sounds obvious. Do you need them?
I think so. Absolutely. When the weather gets bad, there's a big difference between snow tires and an all-season tire, so absolutely, you bet.
What about with an all-wheel drive?
All-wheel drive vehicle, I mean, it's just as important. Still, you have that stopping ability that you have. An all-wheel drive might get you somewhere, but it doesn't stop any better.
Okay. Let's talk about tires and all 4 of them? Or 2?
Sure.
What do you think?
Well, I think all 4 of them. There's a couple of reasons for that, Tom. First reason is obviously steering ability of the car. It tracks through the snow a lot better. Just like we said earlier, stopping ability. That's the number 2 thing. And if you check your owner's manual, the manufacturer usually recommends 4 of the same type of tires on your vehicle.
Whether it's front wheel or rear wheel or all wheel, you want all of them.
Yeah, you really do. I mean, on a rear wheel you drive, it isn't absolutely required, but it's recommended. On a front wheel drive, it's required. I mean, absolutely.
Here's what I want to know. When?
When? Well, that's a great question, Tom. As soon as the snow falls is a great time if you can time that. And, and you don't want to be the guy waiting in line when all the snow is coming out, so now is a great time to put those on.
And is there any disadvantage of putting them on soon? I mean, they are a little softer. Winter tires are softer. That's how they grip.
That's right.
So what do you think?
There is a small disadvantage. Of course, first of all, they're not going to ride quite as good as your all-season tire might, depending upon what tire you have on there now. And, you know, the tire's going to wear out prematurely if it gets too hot. That's one thing. They are a softer compound. So there are some reasons.
Now, I use a rule, and I think, and sometimes I've been stung, but Thanksgiving. You think that's late?
You know, I could be late. You know, last year we started getting some snow towards the end of October. And so I would say probably it's a little late, Tom. But you know what? You can do it then, sure.
All right. So anywhere from, let's say, Halloween to Thanksgiving.
That's a great time.
Now, let's talk about tires. What did you bring today?
I brought a few different tires.
All right, let's talk about them.
Sure. First of all, I brought an all-season tire. And a lot of people think an all-season tire works great year-round. And, you know, it can work fairly well. An all-season tire is designed, obviously, to work well in all climate conditions.
Right.
But it's not optimized for
But it's not, when they say all-season, I think they mean all-season, but not all-weather.
You're correct on that.
Meaning you can put it on in the winter, but not heavy snow.
That's exactly right. It's better than a non-all-season rated tire.
Yes.
But again, it's not optimized for that situation. The compounding on that tire is a little harder, so you get better mileage out of it. And because of that, of course, it suffers when it gets below freezing, the temperature.
And we're going to see a difference here as to why this is not as good as the next one.
Sure.
And the next one. Could you go on and explain this one?
You bet. This is a snow tire, Tom.
Yes,
and
I'm
of
going
course,
to get a
as you can see,
here.
the tread pattern is a lot more aggressive.
Yes.
It's designed, number 1, to clean out.
This is what I want to talk about here. Right, there you are. This is called siping.
Correct.
The more little grooves, not the big grooves necessarily, that's good too. And you want the big groove pattern to always push to the outside, and a lot of these are good, but these little ones, explain what they do.
You bet. Siping works just exactly like you said, Tom. They open up, they grip. They actually work like little windshield wipers. They clean everything out, and they grip. They give you the traction that you need.
They really grip because the snow goes up in here. It forms a little solid little plank, and you literally ride over the snow with these sipes. So what about studs? People always ask about that. Now, do you want studs if you're in the front range?
Well, it kind of depends on what you use it for, Tom. Actually, studs are the optimum when it comes to icy conditions because that tungsten carbide tip on the tip of that stud right there gives you that traction that you need. It bites better than anything.
Now, at Peerless,
sure.
Can you add studs to tires?
You can add studs to tires. They're $8.99 if it's a new tire. You can't add it to a used tire, but if the tire is pinned for studs and it's designed for it, it's $8.99.
And here's your shop. They can be in and out how long? Do they need an appointment? Explain that.
Absolutely not. You never need an appointment with us. We usually get you out within 20 minutes or less. We work specifically on tires. We get you in and out as quick as we can.
Let's talk about knowing where. How can we know if we need tires? How long will these last if I put them on in the winter and take them off in the spring?
And that's the great thing, Tom, is the quicker you get them off when it's hot out, the more wear you're going to get on those tires.
So how do I know when a tire has had its day?
Well, the best way is come in and see us, and we'll check the tread depth for you and make sure it's good, and we'll do that free of charge for you. Absolutely correct. There are wear bars in it. We can talk about that sometime. These wear bars have a lot to do with when the tire is considered worn out. But stop in and see us, and we'll give you an inspection of the tires and check the air pressure for you, which is very important.
Okay. Is that how you get maximum life?
It is how you get maximum life. There are 3 ways, of course.
Okay. What are the ways to get
bottom, of course, is air pressure in the tire itself, making sure you're running that air pressure to the recommended manufacturer specifications. The second thing is rotating those tires. Making sure you rotate them.
Do you have to rotate them through the winter, or once you put them on, it's fine?
It depends upon how many miles you run, but I usually use a 3,000 to 5,000 mile rotation period. Great way to think about it. When you change your oil, rotate your tires. That's a great way to think about it.
Now, this tire, what about this?
That's a Blizzak tire.
And everyone speaks highly of this.
It's an outstanding
What is so
tire.
great about it?
It's an outstanding tire. The compounding in the tire, this is a multi-cell compound that's made to give you excellent traction on ice and snow.
A lot of siping here.
Major siping in the tire itself. And you can actually see, again, you've got that aggressive tread pattern that helps you absolutely perfect. It's a great tire. It is the best idea if you don't want to run studs, run the Blizzak tire.
I hear people say that is the best.
It is an outstanding tire. We've tested these in ice rinks before and actually been on an actual hockey rink, and they'll squeal and they'll grip. They work perfect.
So 28 locations.
And these tires are as low as $81.99. I mean, you can get them really inexpensive.
28 locations and no appointment necessary.
No appointment necessary. Absolutely correct.
Now, online, can they schedule online if they wanted to or not?
Well, the best thing is you don't need to do that, Tom. We don't need an appointment. Just come on down. Really? I mean, there's no reason for that. You don't have to do that. Come on down. We're going to get you in. We're going to get you out.
That's what I love.
Mess around with that.
See,
absolutely.
and that's hard to believe, but because so many people don't do that, but you have enough bays you can accommodate. Boom, boom, boom.
Tom, we do our tires outside, and I'm telling you, we do that quickly, so we get you in and out, and we're effective, we're fast. That way, we don't have to wait to get a spot for you. We're going to get you in and out quick as we can.
All right, now let's talk about today's specials. 10% off any tires, batteries, or wheels in stock. Tires, batteries, wheels in stock. 10% off if you mention Martino TV. Peerless Tires for Less to begin with has lower prices. All you have to do is check on that, and you'll know that to be so. So, for an extra 10%, mention Martino TV. Peerless Tires for Less. Here's the number if you want to locate one near you, 800-999-7810. No appointment necessary, so if you just Google it and find one, go there. 888-999-7810. Peerless Tire Co. for company. PeerlessTireCo.com, a Colorado-founded company. PeerlessTireCo.com, 800-999-7810. I love